Okay guys, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to make a miniature cutting board. This is a tongue suppressor. So you want to cut it to the length that you want. You can use a miter box to do that, or you can use a regular saw, or if you're careful enough, you might be able to use some scissors because it's kind of thin. Alright, after you do that, you want to get a rough estimate of where you want it by drawing the lines. Now I'm using a bandsaw. Start to chip off one as you're going. It's very thin. You want to have something to grip onto. You might want to actually leave the stick whole and then cut it to the length when you're done. Okay, now once you have a rough estimate of it, you need to even it up with sandpaper. Okay, now once you have it to the size, you want to sand around the edge just a little bit to make it beveled. There you go. Okay. Now, the easiest way to sand this and get this to the shape that you want is by wrapping a piece of sandpaper around either a wooden dowel or a pencil. And then you're going to use that to sand it. So just kind of like go along that edge and sand it just like so. And I say use the pencil because it's easier than trying to sand this with your hand. Now if you have a small nail file, that would actually work too. Okay, so when your sandpaper comes loose, just retighten it. And again, you're just kind of going back and forth a little bit around the entire thing. until you get it to where you want it to be. Okay, when you're done, it should look something like this. And you can put a little loaf of bread on it or whatever and do that. I am actually going to tea stain it. Okay, so now I'm going to soak this in tea. And I want to put something on it to hold it down. Let it sit in the tea to absorb all the tea color. Okay, so if you want to make a cutting board to where it looks more realistic than the other one, you can always, if you have a saw, cut some popsicle sticks down, use masking tape on the back of it when you do it, and then glue each one together. Once they're dry, then you're going to cut the shape out, the same as we did the other one.
Okay.
Okay, so once you glue in between each one of those, I put a coating of glue on the top back side, and then I wiped it off with a rag to get it down in any grooves I missed. I'm using clamps to hold it together and masking tape on the back until it dries. I'm going to leave it dry for a couple hours, and then after that we should be able to sand it and then cut it to the shape we want. All right, once you have your popsicle all glued together, you want to cut it the length that you want it to be. Okay, now if you want a narrow cutting board, it can be like that, or if you want a wider one, you can make it wider. However, if you're going to make it wider, I would not make it as wide as both of them. I would probably go maybe just like that and then cut the rest of those behind that off. Okay, so sand it down and then you'll have a small cutting board that is square, or you can round it out the same way we did the other one and then have one that has a handle on it. Okay, now we're going to check on this. I actually ended up adding a tea bag inside to make it have a little bit stronger of a color for it. But this is what we come up with so far. And there's the difference. When it's done, you can spray it with some gloss or put some Mod Podge on it to have gloss. Alright, thanks for watching, and follow Dollhouse Miniature Madness and tutorials for more DIY.